fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kiru's Show here, and before I do begin, over on my challenge video there are over 650 comments. You guys are almost to the goal for me to draw a what if to do. If you guys would like to, can you please head over to that video and comment down a what if? Because I actually am putting a heart next to the ones that I do write down on a piece of paper, and I am keeping them all saved up until the challenge is over. Now, with that being said, let us get into the story. Whenever we last left off, we had Izuku Midoriya, who we had Fuyumi Todoroki. She was talking to Midoriya about possibly doing a family dinner, and having a sit down to see how things would go. Now, she talked about this after the sports festival, and it was kind of strange, especially because after that, Midoriya spent 2 weeks with Endeavor and Shoto. Now, Todoroki and Deku, they do somewhat get along, since they both clearly hate Endeavor, and for similar reasons. Midoriya almost squashed the pro hero after he hit Fuyumi, who got in between him and Midoriya. Now, Todoroki, he's had to deal with this man his whole life, and he's had to try and protect his younger sister from all of this, and even from Endeavor. Now, he still believes that he needs to do this, unaware that she hates him for doing that. She's a full-grown woman, and she can defend herself. Now, with that being said, we do pick up today, where Midoriya, he has gotten home, and has sat down and talked to his mother. Him trying to explain what Fuyumi wanted to do. Now, Inko, she was sort of surprised by this. However, she would ask Midoriya why now of all times. Well, I was busy with my internship, right? And right now I did sort of just take down the hero killer. I look good in Endeavor's eyes, and if we invite him over now, it could help, you know? Oh, I see. So you sort of just want to get it over with while you're still in his good grace. Yeah, that's kind of it, really. Fuyumi also does agree with me, but the whole thing is what to make. Now, this was sort of puzzling to Inko. Endeavor, the number 2 hero, is going to sit down at her house to have dinner. Oh boy, this does not sound too good. Now, you do actually then have Fuyumi who would come over. As whenever she does arrive, she does ask Midoriya, as soon as he does open the door, if he's been doing alright. Yeah, I'm fine. I did spend some time with your dad though during my internship. Oh, really? And what did he say? Well, me and him didn't really talk very much. It was more or less sparring after sparring match. But it's strange though. He told me not to use my maximum burn. Your maximum burn? Yeah. What I would say. Bring up his finger as a blue flame does pop out. Now, Fuyumi, when she does see this, she immediately has her eyes widen. As she would bring up her hand to Midoriya to, yeah, please don't do that in front of her father. Why? I mean, I maximum burn to utilize my quirk properly. Plus, to test out how hot I can get my fire to be. Hmm? My brother Toya, he had blue flames. That's kind of why. Oh, I. Sorry, I guess I never realized. Yeah, he. It was an accident. Hmm? It was an accident. One day, Toya was so happy about getting his quirk and wanting to train with Dad that he sort of went out in the forest. And nearby our house, he waited. Endeavor promised him that he'd go out there and train him. But he sort of just shrugged him off. He wasn't Shoto. And a few minutes later, a it just happened. A forest fire. And we never found him. They think his body was burned up. Oh, Fumi, I'm sorry. God, I feel like an asshole now. Hmm? Yeah, anytime I could, I would just maximize my burn where I can. But if that's why, then I, I'm not gonna do that then. Hmm? What do you mean? Well, I mean, I would sneak out of my room and try and train more. My maximum burn feels better. Letting my power go without restraint, that's sort of, well, it relaxes me. I see. Yeah. But if it means putting on a measure of restraint to not do that, or at least annoy your dad, I can. Thank you. Now, Inka would pop out of the kitchen, asking if he's just going to let her stand there all day, or is he going to invite her in. Now, Midoriya would actually move out of the way as Fumi does walk in. And Inko and Fumi do begin to discuss what they should probably make. Now, the two are getting things ready. As school does go back to normal, or not school, college does go back to normal for these two. Fumi does have a free day coming up on the weekend. And Midoriya, he doesn't really have very much else to do other than just a few notes. And forms he needs to fill out for hero stuff. Now, with that being said, we do actually then have the day it does happen. Todoroki, or Shoto, he was able to talk Endeavor into this. And it was sort of strange. Endeavor, he did go to walk into this apartment complex and see what this place is. Multiple different people, they would stare at him as they all would walk through their doors and leave. Now, you do actually then have where Fumi just tell her father that this is the apartment right here. As she does go to open the door. Now, as it actually does happen, you have Midoriya and Inko, who are both standing in front of the door. As Midoriya would just bow along with Inko, talking about how it's nice to have them over for dinner. Now, Endeavor would look at this, and he would actually take a whiff of food, and his nose actually would perk up a bit. He knows that smell. It's the smell of his favorite dish. Now, Endeavor, he wasn't really too keen on coming here. However, if his favorite meal is going to be served, he doesn't see why he can't put up with these insolent people for at least an hour or so. Now, Midoriya, him and everyone else would sit down for dinner. As Inko, she does just sit there kind of, well, This feels awkward. Now, Midoriya, he's sitting next to Fuyumi, and Endeavor is right there to Midoriya's right. Todoroki is across from Midoriya. And then there is Inko, who does sit next to Fuyumi and her older brother, who would be on her left. Now, Midoriya, as he's at least going to get some food, along with actually put a salad on his plate, he does ask Endeavor a few questions. Mr. Endeavor. Endeavor. Alright. Endeavor, I do want to know a certain thing about your quirk. Yeah. I've seen the way you've used it before in the past. Could you give me some pointers as to what to do and what not to do? Really? That's all this was for? What? You were hoping that if I were to simply sit down and enjoy my favorite meal, I would reveal some of my own secrets. Is that why you got close to my daughter? What? No! I was just asking for some advice. I see. Well, now, Endeavor would go over a few things, giving Midoriya a little bit of a cheat code for what he would need to do, as he would then ask Midoriya if that was enough. Yeah. Anyways, Fumi, what about you? Have you done anything interesting in your college classes? Oh, well, recently we do have some midterms coming up. Okay, and anything going on with that? Not very much. It's all just kind of strange. Besides, our teachers are kind of worried. Why? Well, with the upcoming year, Fumi then at least talking about how basically a few students might not be able to attend the actual course, and will have to do makeup exams. Now, the dinner conversation, it does all seem to be going at least somewhat smooth. However, you could probably cut a car in half with a string with the amount of tension that is in this room. It all does seem somewhat rough and forced. The only genuine conversation you can really have would be with Fuyumi or Natsuo, Todoroki's older brother. Now, we will cut back over to Midoriya, who he does actually ask Todoroki if he's been making progress with his own quirk. Sorta. It's actually kinda challenging. Yes, well, we'll pick back up on that when we get home. You don't just train once a day? Young man, a hero has to train every day, no matter the cost. And they have to make sure they're better. You mean ready? What are you talking about? A hero doesn't have to be better. They have to be ready for anything, Endeavor. You of all people should know that. Now, Natsuo would turn his head, and sort of choke on the meat that is in his mouth, as he does look at Midoriya. He's so nonchalantly saying this to Endeavor. It's crazy, he's never seen anyone talk to his father like that. Young man, what would you know about being a hero? I'm enrolled in a school. What I would say, talking about how he was the best one to perform in his class for the entrance exam. Now, Endeavor would just talk about how those exams mean nothing. And Midoriya, he would go to stand up, talking about how if the exams mean nothing, then why are they there in the first place? Now, Endeavor himself does stand and tell Midoriya that being better is all that matters. He doesn't care who he has to squish to get to the top. He will get there. Now, Endeavor, he does just begin to light his face on fire, since he wanted to get Midoriya out of his face. However, Midoriya, he did simply just do one thing. he put up a thin wall in front of him, and he didn't even flinch when the fire got closer to his face. As Fumi would look at this, and you do actually have Todoroki, who does just do one simple thing, reaches into his pocket, grabs his phone, and record. Now, Endeavor would talk about how he knows nothing. I know a lot more than you do, clearly. And what's that mean? Back in Hosu, we took down Nomu. I took down the hero killer. Even back during the USJ, I faced off against that beast that almost killed me. I was willing to sacrifice myself to protect everybody in that building, even Mr. Aizawa, who should have died. And where were you? You were nowhere when people needed you. Now, Midoriya does think about saying the next few words. That he knows would set Endeavor over the edge. However, he does just say a few different words. Does he even really care about them? What are you talking about? Your family. Now, the moment those words left Midoriya's mouth, Endeavor threw forwards his fist. And you do actually then have Midoriya, who he does just bring his hand up and catch it using his tactile strength. As Endeavor, he does watch his hand begin to move forwards. As Midoriya, he's holding his hand backwards. And it actually does eventually just stop. Now, Endeavor's hand is coursing with flames. And Midoriya, he does just still hold the hand. As does bring back his own and punch Endeavor as hard as he can using his quirk. As Endeavor is sent flying through the wall. Now, with that, you do have Fumi, who did actually try to calm them down. However, both have been currently tuning her out. Now, she would run up and go to grab Midoriya by his arm, and telling him to stop. Now, Midoriya would just turn to her, and tell her that he knew this would be a bad idea. You can't even have a conversation with this man. Now, Fumi would try to say that he's trying, and Midoriya would just tell her that the only way Endeavor knows how to talk is through strength. So he's going to talk with her dad really fast. Now, Fumi, yeah. She does just turn to Todoroki and ask him to get in the way of this. As he does just still have his phone up, and he does go to actually take his fork down and put it into his food. As he does tell her that this is between those two, and he's not really even involved. Now, we do actually then have Endeavor, who, after being sent through about 3 different walls and flying over the balcony, he uses his quirk to blast fire through his hands. And he does begin to start flying back up. Now, Midoriya, yeah. He does go to step through the walls, as he would just tell the people in the rooms, pardon me. As he does go to walk through. Some people know that that's their neighbor. However, the other guy, who was that? And Midoriya just tell him that that's his future father-in-law. And some people, they do seem to be understanding, confused, or, oh, shit. Now, Midoriya and Endeavor, they do have a battle. And Fumi, she's trying to stop this. And yeah. Let's just say it ends with these two being pulled apart by pro heroes. All Might got involved, and Mr. Aizawa also got involved. Now, this was whenever UA, they did try to at least keep this a bit under the table. And Endeavor's family was the ones that were requested to pay for the damages, since Endeavor did throw the first punch. Now, we do actually then have about roughly a week later, For Midoriya and Fumi, they are at least talking. Fumi, she was angry. However, at the same time, she does know that this was all going to go bad. And the fact that both of them are both still alive is a miracle. Well, I think last week went well, don't you? Huh. Define that. As well? I think that was fantastic. Yeah. Still. I think you might have earned some of his respect. Some. Yeah. Whenever we got home that night, he did at least have a smirk on his face. And he was sort of rubbing his chin. Really? Yeah, I think you at least may have gotten through to him. But you were holding back, right? Yeah, I was. If I hit your dad with my full power, I might have killed him. I know. But at the same time, why not just do that whole cube thing? Because that's not strength. It's your quirk, though. I know. But think about this. How does he view All Might? Stronger than him? I know. If I fight him directly, then I believe I can at least get through to him. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he would tell Fumi that he does have to go. He has to prepare for his final exams. After that, he does have to go to this stupid little summer camp thing. Alright, well, just be safe, alright? Yeah, I will, Fumi. Now, Midoriya, he would give Fumi a kiss and tell her that he'll be alright. Besides, the final shouldn't be that hard anyway. Now, we will cut over to UA, where a new teacher has just been employed. And Principal Nezu, he does actually welcome on Endeavor to being a teacher at UA High School. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.